Ohio River. There's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. To return it, Darius Phillips. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. It could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
On the keeper, brought down just shy of the goal line.
Barkley. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Bengals nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, Phillips. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers, and they're growing louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. You hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Open man is Uzama. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team...
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Anthony Averett picks it. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. On the return, Phillips. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From midfield now, Burrow. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete to Chase. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Now it's Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Ravens are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. These two teams met in Baltimore, you might remember earlier in the year, with the Ravens winning that game. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. Now Jackson on 1st down. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 82 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away.
On the return, Phillips.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Burrow looking to pass.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You know, you're following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under. CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. On the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Toward the pylon, caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Sammy Watkins with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Ravens are able to add on to their first half lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Burrow, open man is Chase, complete.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 47-yard line.
To the air again, Burrow.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow.
And that one complete once again to Higgins.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bengals gain a bit of respectability.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. On the return, Devin Duvernay.
And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field,
and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sam Hubbard in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
And I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. To throw again is Jackson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. Buying time to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to have it here just past the 25. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. There he goes right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Oh, the return is Duvernay. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking. But I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Saquon Barkley. Barkley a first down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Barkley on first down, going to work his way forward, only for about a couple there.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Everyone, 37's the Mike. Mike 37. Defense wins championships, baby.
Here's a give to Barkley. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. And they'll run for it with Barkley. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because
and now here is another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Next to score, Ravens 42, Bengals 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Odafe Owe. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Watch twins.
11.
And Burrow going to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
12.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Watch the slap.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 15. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ricardo Allen, former Falcon, in on the tackle.
At the 16-yard line.
2nd and 9.
Hey! It's hot! Hey! You change it.
Here's Jackson to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Unable to corral him. He fights through.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Anthony Averett picks it. And the Ravens are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. Between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
63 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
brings up third down.
Check 55 on the mic. I'm coming for you, son.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flush to his right. He's going deep for Brown. And this one is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. It's a big play there for Baltimore. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Saquon Barkley. His 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Ravens extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
On the return, Phillips. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, it's Mixon. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
11 mighty.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. On 1st down, Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
105 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it makes things a little more interesting now on 4th and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in the game that looks to have been decided already. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. On the return, Phillips. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Oh, here we go. Oh, 11, 11, 11.
Now it's Burrow.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
119 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they